Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to compare Minitab web app and Minitab desktop application. My name is Vineet from Square Circle, and here you will see some of the differences and similarities between these two different versions of Minitab. So let's start. Here if you take a look at the interface, the interface is very much similar. For example, in the web app, you have this navigator, you have the output window here, and here you have the data worksheet, which is very similar to what we have in the desktop application. You can find navigator also here on the left hand side, then the output window where you will see your graphs or output, and then below that you will see data worksheet on which you can see what your data is. So in terms of interface, I believe both of them are very similar. Coming on to the menus. So if you take a look at the menu system here, so Minitab web app has this menu above. You can see here file, edit, data, calc, which is very similar to what you have here in the desktop application also, right? The one thing which you find extra here in the desktop application is this quick tools. So where you can simply click and do some operations on your data. Okay, so this is something which is there in Minitab desktop application. The next thing we are going to discuss this is the file input methods in both the Minitab web app and Minitab desktop application. So if you take a look here, in Minitab web app, you can input your file. Let's say if you want to input data, you can have some project which has been saved, a worksheet, or you can even get it from the Minitab Connect. So if you have Minitab Connect as one of the tools, you can also connect directly to Minitab Connect and get data from there. Okay, and if you want to save your whatever you have done, your charts, your projects, your worksheet, the options which are available inside the web app is Microsoft OneDrive, your organization's OneDrive, or your organization's Google Drive. So this is the input methods and the how do you save your copy inside that. Let me just close this window. Okay, so you can have, like, if you want to open project, worksheet, or report, or you want to like connect to some data. So this is the way you can input the data and save your data in Google Drive or OneDrive in Minitab web app. While if you take a look at Minitab desktop application, you will find a range little more than what is there in the Minitab web app. So for example, you can open data not only here, also in web app you can open data from your local file system, but in web app with that, like, you can open data from your local file system. You can actually query a database also here, access, or you have SQL server or things like that. You should be able to connect it through Minitab desktop application. And there are various other options which are available in terms of managing your profiles in Minitab desktop. Okay, so let me move on to one more feature. The second menu, which is edit, I think this is almost as capable as what Minitab desktop is. So if you can want to clear cells, delete, copy, cut and paste, Minitab web app is also capable of doing that. In terms of data menu, if you look at this one, you can subset, split, stack, merge worksheets. So there are all these options which are available, are very similar to what are there available in the Minitab desktop application. So I don't think there is any differences in this menu also. Looking at the calc tab, so you can have calculator, column statistics, row statistics. You can make pattern data, resample data based on various functions. Okay, you have probability distributions here, and I believe this is also very similar to what you can find here in the desktop application. So in the data menu, calc menu, these are very much similar. You can have you can operate on your data very similar to in similar situations. If you go to stat, Here you can see you can have basic statistics like different type of test, hypothesis test which you can run. You have regression, ANOVA, design of experiments, quality tools, reliability, predictive analytics, and like different options which are available. They are similar to what we have there in the desktop application also. So here you can see like most of these are almost all of these are available in the uh, web app also. So here you can see equivalence test, non-parametrics and others. The next thing is graph. The graph menu is also very similar. Okay. So if you take a look at this web app, you have the graph builder, scatter plots, bin plots, and then there are various other plots which you can make in web app also. And this is equivalent to what we have in the desktop application. Okay. So these are same. Now, then where is the difference actually? Is there any difference between the two? So there are some differences in terms of options, in terms of menu, but I'll come to that. But if you first thing, which is quite important here, is in Minitab desktop application, if you go to view, you can have a command line or history. So for example, if I have done some operations here, I can see that. Okay, or I can like generate chart based on command lines. Otherwise, here. But in web app, if you come, you do not have a command line or history which is available to you. So this is one of the I should say kind of a I should not say drawback, but yes, this is something which this feature is extra available in Minitab desktop. The other thing which is available in Minitab desktop is the assistant feature. This is very important if you are new to statistical analysis or statistical quality control methods. So, how does assistant help you? It helps you to find the relevant analysis or how you should go about your analysis. So, for example, if you want to go if you go into graphical analysis, it can help you to understand what is your objective. You want to graph the distribution, you want to graph the variables, you want to graph relationships, and accordingly, it can help you choose also. For example, if you click help me choose, so it will ask you what type of data do you have, what type of display do you want, and what do you want the graph. You want summary of the data, you want every data point. So what graphs which are important, which you can use actually in your analysis. So this is how assistant is a very helpful feature in Minitab desktop application. Even like if I go to some other test, something like capability analysis, let's say. So what is my data type? Is it continuous or attribute? What are I'm going to count, defectives or defectives per unit? So it helps me to do that. So let me go back. Now here you can see these two things are quite different. First is the command line and the history. Why command line and history is important is because sometimes you might want to generate macros. If you have something, if you have a chart which you have to make daily or weekly, and this is a kind of recurrent work in your organization, you definitely want to have command line or history, because this can help you to save time. In just one click it can generate those graphs for you. Okay, so in case you have something a kind of a recurrent analysis which is going on, Minitab desktop has this facility for you. And if you are very new to it, you want Minitab to help you to choose which kind of analysis you should go, what are different processes, then the assistant menu in the desktop application is something which is there for your help. Now there are other menus also like predictive analytics module if you have purchased this, and this is like additional tools which are like different other tools from Minitab which you can connect from desktop application. And there is healthcare module. These are also available here. You can see like predictive analytics module if you have any other additional tools, and then the healthcare module which if you have purchased you will see that also. So there is a bit of difference in the way the pop-up for different menus are there. So maybe I'll show you with an example. So here I have a data. which is opened up here with zone and complaint. So let's go to Minitab desktop application first, and here you can see I have a data which is opened up here, which is zone and complaint. So let me make a simple graph here. Let's go with bar chart. So I clicked on bar chart. I wanted a count of unique values. There are three other menus you can choose from. Then I'll choose simple. I'm going to take the complaint. Now if I click OK, so here you can see I have a chart of complaint by complaint type, like how many there are in bills, 450, then 261 for connection, then 236 for phone, and then 244 for this. So you have seen how the menu is there here in Minitab desktop. Now let's go to this web app. Here again we have the same data, and here you will see if you go to bar chart, it will give you the menu here directly, like kind of unique values, function of a variable, summarize data. So let's say I select this, then you have something like this: one variable, multiple variables, or you want this graph with groups. So this is how some of these menus are a bit different when you make different charts. So that's a very minor difference. As such, both are equally capable in making different charts and doing different analysis. So in a sense, if you have some large data sets, I would suggest you to, like, you can have both of them. And if you have something very large to analyze, definitely I think desktop application will be much better, because sometimes you might have because this is Minitab web app is in the cloud. It does all the analysis in the cloud, so it might be a little slow. So the major differences here are in the input and output file systems, or like a file which, or any analysis which you do on a regular basis, then definitely Minitab desktop can help you in that. And then the assistant menu here in Minitab. So these are some of the major differences which can help you to decide which one would you like to go with. In case you have multiple people working on the same project, Minitab web app is also suitable for that, because you can save the file and anyone can open there and in your OneDrive, and then he can work on it. While here in this desktop application, this is good if you have a lot of large analysis and a team which is working on it. So I think I have given you an overview of both the tools, which will help you to decide on which one is best for you. If you have any other questions, please get in touch with us and write to us at Square Circle. Thank you.